Why do I think this is important? Well, as you've probably heard from me before, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And when it comes to taxes, no one likes to fail on their taxes. So I think these are 6 easy ways that you can make sure you're proactively managing your tax liability in the best way possible while still paying your fair share. Welcome back. I'm excited to talk to you today about every retiree's single favorite subject, taxes. Okay, maybe not their favorite subject, but it is many times their single largest expense throughout retirement. And I want to make sure that you're covering these 6 areas that I've seen hundreds of retirees go through and many get wrong. Let's dive in. The first thing is that they need to make sure that their income sources all have taxes withheld. Many times they're starting an income source they haven't had before, such as a pension or a Social Security or even withdrawals from an IRA, and they just think it's going to get taken care of for them. It's not. No one cares about your money like you care about your money. So if you want to make sure that your taxes are being paid appropriately, you need to fill out the appropriate forms for Social Security, your pension, or make sure that your taxes are getting withheld from your IRA withdrawals according to your tax bracket. What happens if not? Well, you're either A, going to have to pay taxes quarterly, which is a pain, and you're kind of guessing along the way, or B, you're going to have to pay a penalty come the end of tax year, and then you're going to really find out why you should be paying your taxes along the way. So don't get bit by that. So the second thing that retirees overlook many times is that they don't take into account the capital gains taxes. Now, when they sell off investments from something such as an individual account, a joint, or a trust account, each of these are a type of brokerage account that doesn't come with a certain retirement tax benefit, and they're associated with capital gains taxes. So that can be usually taxed at 0%, 15%. If you're making a lot of income, 20%. And obviously that's a big difference between 0% taxes and 15%. So many times a client will say, hey, I want to get the money out of my account, and they'll be making a large lump sum withdrawal. So we say, hey, let's take it out of your brokerage account instead of your IRA. And so when that happens, they end up jumping a significant amount of income. So for example, last year I had a client who withdrew over $50,000, and that caused him a lot of capital gain taxes because, well, everything in his brokerage account that we managed was in a gain, so there was nowhere to do it tax loss harvesting, and so he jumped his income really high. We warned him, we said, I need you to pay this much in estimated taxes so you don't get slapped with a big bill at the end of the year. He didn't do it, and so come April, he was really surprised by that big tax bill. The third thing that retirees overlook is, in relation to that, is tax creep. So they'll say, hey, I want to take out a large lump sum of money, or they're just starting a new income source. Again, could be a Social Security, a pension, etc. And they are on the cusp or near the cusp of an income tax bracket. So far in 2024, the difference between the 12% marginal federal income tax bracket and the 22% is right around $94,000 of taxable income for married filing jointly. If you're single, that's right around $47,000 of taxable income. Why is this important? Because that's a 10% jump in taxes. So you could be, again, if you're single, right around that $45,000 of taxable income. You start a new income source, pick up a side job, you start a pension, any number of things that could bump up your income, either one time or an ongoing basis. You got to be aware of what that's going to do to you, because a 10% jump is no joke. And many times retirees are going to overlook that and just say, oh, I don't want to take care when tax season comes. Well, if you're not withholding additional taxes, again, you're going to get slapped on the wrist for that. Not to mention, if you can plan a little more proactively, you can try and straddle that income across 2 or 3 years in order to smooth out that tax jump in taxable income, and hopefully not even jump tax brackets at all. The fourth thing that retirees need to overlook is they're not strategically managing their income sources. What do I mean by that? Well, again, you could have a fixed income source, again, such as a pension or an annuity or Social Security, and you can't really change that. Those are all taxed as taxable income. Social Security is taxed up to 85% in this year. And you may have another account such as an IRA, which is taxed the same way to make withdrawal. You may have another account that's a Roth IRA. Now, that's taxed completely different than the other ones because it's after tax. You may have a brokerage account, which is, again, after tax money, and only the gains are taxed, which could have a completely different taxation of the other accounts, but it could have 0% taxes as well. So a major mistake is just saying, oh, I want to take out money. I'm going to take it out from whatever account eeny, money, mo, I decided to choose from. You got to be strategic about which account to draw from and many times when to start it. Client I met with last week, they're going to be just okay maintaining their lifestyle off of his VA disability income, his pension, and her part-time job. So I think it made a lot more sense to kick the can down the road to start his Social Security and her Social Security because of survivorship scenarios. If he's the first to pass away, making sure that she gets a bumped up Social Security income if she's the last one remaining in the relationship. So being strategic is really important because once you lock in certain income sources, such as starting an annuity or starting Social Security, you can't change it for better or worse. So many times clients have to think twice about saying, hey, when am I going to take out from this account and how much am I going to take out and from which one? These are all important pieces in order to make sure your taxes are working harmoniously. Because if you start an income source too soon, you bumped up your income prematurely and consequentially your taxes as well. The fifth thing that retirees overlook is not planning for RMDs. It seems like a far off thing, and they can be. Right now, if you haven't started RMDs, they start as early as age 73. Could start later, depending on how old you are. But that could feel like a far off thing, especially if you're retiring in your mid to early 60s. But planning for it is crucial. That can be a big spike in your income. As the first year that you start around RMDs, in this year, you will have 3.78% of your pre-tax retirement account will have to be withdrawn and therefore taxed. That could be a significant bump up in your income, whether you like it or not. So there are ways to plan proactively for those type of events, such as Roth conversions, but also and other ways, such as what I'll talk about next, that being managing your charitable donations. So many retirees are charitably inclined, and they're willing to make a donation here or there, but also large, one-time, or ongoing charitable donations. Getting the most bang for your buck out of those charitable donations is a great way to save in taxes. An easy way is with a QCD, qualified charitable distribution. Once you're 70 and a half, this is different than the age for an RMD, but once you're 70 and a half, you can make donations straight out of an IRA to a charitable organization without you nor them paying the taxes. Big benefit. Another way you can do that is through donations in kind. And remember I talked about the different taxation of an IRA versus a brokerage account? That brokerage account, you can pay your donations out of there with appreciated stock, meaning you bought it here, it grew to here. That growth, you'd be liable capital gains wise for taxes, or donate that to the charitable organization and neither party pays the taxes. And the third way that you can do that that's easy is through a donor advised fund. Not a fit for all people and probably a topic for another day. But again, coming full circle, the importance is making sure that retirees are managing their taxes, getting every bang for buck that they can through those charitable donations that they're already doing. I hope this was helpful for you to reflect on how you can make the best use of your taxes through retirement. I think these 6 ways are really low-hanging fruit for all retirees to make sure that they aren't getting bit by the tax bug and that they're paying as low as they can while still paying their fair share. Thanks for listening. Hope you subscribe and follow the channel for more helpful content like this. Take care. See you in the next one.